I'm trying to figure out, why would you attack her? She owes you zero. She's not in a relationship with you. She owes you zero loyalty. So, all right, you entered a plea on March 30th to the offense of aggravated robbery. According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishments be assessed at 7 years in the prison. There's an affirmative finding, and the state is remaining silent. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report?
Yes, sir. Yes, Judge.
Any objections to the PSI report?
No objections. Some clarifications we'll make as we proceed.
All right. State or defense, any witnesses?
Yes, Judge. I'd like to call Jamie Pena, who is my client's brother.
All right. Jamie Pena, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You can lower your hand, state your name for the record, please.
Jamie Pena.
All right. Defense?
Thank you, Judge. Jamie, go ahead and explain to the judge who you are.
The older brother of Jacqueline Wallace. We grew up together. Our mother was the sole caretaker of us.
What do you do for a living?
I manage restaurants. Right now, I'm going to start a new resort restaurants down in Quintero.
I can't hear you.
In La Quintero, running a restaurant, being a restaurant manager.
Are you very nervous to be here?
Very nervous. My heart's palpitating. No reason whatsoever.
Well, this is obviously very serious because it involves your sister and the possibility of her going to prison. And so you have every right to be nervous. Let's talk about childhood. You mentioned your mother. Was your mother a perfect parent?
Not necessarily. She went through a lot of tribulations and had her problems with alcohol and drugs and whatnot.
What sorts of problems was she an alcoholic?
Yeah.
Was she a drug addict?
Yeah.
Were these things that you guys as children saw?
Yes, sir.
So she didn't keep it hidden or anything like that?
She tried, but as well as anybody that's had problems, she couldn't always.
Was it difficult as children to deal with your mother having these issues?
Yeah, of course. We loved her, but didn't know how to react when we saw things.
Do you think that, well, let's fast forward a little bit. Your sister, how many children does she have?
5.
And roughly what are their ages?
From 3 to 17. 3, 6, I believe, 13, 15, and 17.
And is your sister involved in their lives?
She was before she was incarcerated, yes.
And she's been in custody now for about 14 or 15 months?
Yes, sir.
Now, let's talk about what if the judge has a very important decision to make, and that is, do I send Jacqueline to prison or do I place her on deferred adjudication probation?
I believe she needs to be there for her kids. Her kids are definitely spread out all over the place too, or I don't even know, are unaccounted for. The middle one is with a friend's family in Beeville, and the 2 younger are with the father's family. They definitely need their parents. The second to oldest is.
Let me interrupt you for just a second. So the 5 children are with various friends and family members, right? Mm-hmm. And Jacqueline had them all prior to being arrested, correct?
Yes, sir.
To your knowledge, is CPS involved with any of them right now?
No, like that, I know.
Because they're not. CPS is not involved. Now, you come to learn some of the facts of this case, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Did you know the complainant named Renee?
Briefly, I didn't know him thoroughly.
Was your sister supporting him?
She was.
Was he ever working?
He was not.
Was he kind of worthless?
Very much so.
All right. And how was your sister supporting the family?
She said she would get odd jobs here and there, and then I know she had some financial support from her dad, and he recently passed away.
So
that's out of the picture as well.
I'd also like to talk to you in the past. A few years back, your sister did have a substance problem, didn't she?
She did.
What substance was that?
I believe it was meth.
Methamphetamine. And in fact, her behavior changed quite a bit, didn't it?
She became more distant and lost a lot of weight. And for the most part, that was all that brought it to my attention.
And she would kind of avoid family holidays and things like that.
Keep her distance.
So have you had much contact with your sister? She's been locked up for this long period of time.
Yeah, I get calls pretty often.
Does she seem remorseful?
Early. Like she has a lot of knots in her throat when we talk. I know she misses her kids. I know she misses everything about our family.
Is she sorry for what she's done?
For sure. She didn't even know how bad nobody knows how bad she feels other than her. But we definitely showed it when we talk.
And do you think if the judge was kind enough to place her on deferred adjudication that she would follow the rules of the judge and of the court?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you'd like to tell the judge?
I don't know how to put into words other than I know people make bad choices. I know everyone has their own, choice to make. I know her kids really miss her. I know her, like she's my little sister. She's never had a violent bone in her body. So when I heard this, definitely shocked, definitely not in her nature. So I'm definitely lost in this situation because I don't even see this in her path. So when they asked me to be here, I had to be here because I just know it's just not her nature to be in that area of life.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll pass it.
Any questions?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, just one question.
Oh,
According to the PSI report, she's gang affiliated. Were you aware of that?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
That's fine.
Could you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so the court reporter could hear. Could you state your name for the record, please?
Jacqueline Wallace.
All right, state.
Let's follow-
Defense.
Sure. Let's
I'm
follow
used
up
to you
with-
being the state.
Let's follow up with what the judge was just asking your brother about gang affiliation. Where did the sheriff's office come up with this?
I believe it was a past boyfriend that I was dating, that he's gang affiliated, and they just associated me with him.
Have you ever been in a gang?
No,
Have you ever participated in gang activity?
no, never.
All right. So you heard your brother talking. Was that a little emotional for you?
Yes, I'm holding back my tears right now. Yes.
Now, let's sort of talk about things. Would you agree with what he was talking about with regard to your mother?
Yes.
Did you have a difficult childhood?
Yes, I did.
Your mother had some mental health issues, some
Yes.
substance issues,
Yes, she did.
and it's not to blame her for your problems, but maybe your childhood wasn't the easiest.
No, I was left to take care of her. I saw a lot that I shouldn't have seen.
And you continued to care for her up until the end of her life, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Were you staying with her?
Yes, I was.
And you were helping care for her, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Up until she died about 4 years ago.
Yes.
Let's talk about your children. Obviously, you're close to your children, aren't you?
Yes, very close.
And they're not in CPS custody right now or anything?
No, not at all.
And the goal for you would be to hopefully get out, get a job, get your children back. You establish an apartment wherever you're going to be living and have your children back. Correct?
Definitely. Yes.
Now, this is a very serious offense that you pled guilty to,
Yes.
right? And we've gone through the PSI together and we're talking about how one complainant seems very forgiving and the other one, your ex-boyfriend, seems to be being kind of stern about this, I guess.
Yes.
Were you supporting him prior to this?
Yes, I was.
Was he cheating on you?
Yes, he was.
Is that what enraged you?
Yes, definitely.
Is that what led to this whole event?
That's exactly what led to this event. Yes.
So you don't normally go around beating people up?
No, never.
You don't normally go around getting into people's apartments or houses?
No, never.
And was he ever working or anything like that?
No, never.
How were you supporting him?
I was working for a temp agency called Infinity for catering. That's what I was doing.
Okay, so you were working with a catering company?
Yes.
All right. What would you like to tell the judge today about your life, this case, your future, anything like that?
I do want to say that I'm very sorry for what I did. I never intended it to get as bad as it did. I know that I should have handled things a lot differently. And I was just very upset. I was angry. I was enraged. I was I don't know how else to explain it, but I'm very sorry for what I did.
Jacqueline, has this 15 months you've been locked up been hard on you?
Yes, very. It's hard to be away from my kids. This is the longest I've ever been apart from my children.
Will you comply with any terms that the judge would impose if she was nice enough to give you the deferred adjudication?
Yes, definitely.
Would you, you'll show up at any appointments they make you go to? You'll go to any sort of mental health treatment or classes or anything like that?
Yes, I'll do everything I'm supposed to do.
And what is your goal? Whenever you get out, what is your goal?
My goal is to get a stable job and provide a home for my kids, myself.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to tell the judge?
Just again that I'm sorry for the offense that I committed.
Okay. I have nothing further, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor. The state has some questions. Ms. Wallace, who is Juan Rotana?
He is the father of my youngest two kids.
And where was Juan Rotana on the day of this incident?
He was there with me.
Okay, so why did you tell the PSI officer that you acted alone?
I don't remember telling the PSI officer that.
Okay, so the PSI, on page number 9, I point the court to page 9 of the PSI. The PSI officer put in quotations, "I was in a relationship with Renee. I just caught him cheating on me with Margie. I went in with my key and she was standing there in the living room wearing my lingerie. Me and her fought and he came out of the room and we fought too." That's pretty much it. They said there was other people there, but there wasn't.
Because they said there was like 4 or 5 people there and there wasn't. It was just us two.
It was just you and Juan Rotana?
Yes.
You understand that on February 3rd, when you took the plea, you took a plea saying he was in fact a co-defendant.
Yes.
And that's your testimony today.
Yes, ma'am.
No questions.
Any other questions?
No, nothing further, Judge.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm a little confused here. Juan Rotana,
Yes.
that's your person you were in a relationship with.
We were together for 7 years prior to the relationship with Renee. Yes.
All right. So you take Juan Rotana, or he goes over to this location with the person you say that has been cheating on you,
Yes.
and you bring him with you.
Yes.
And that's a person that you were in a relationship with
Yes.
In the past.
In the
in the
past.
past. All right. Okay. Is there anything else?
Just argument, Judge.
All right. Court will hear argument.
Sure. Judge, obviously, she has been locked up for a long, long time, and she's still a very young woman. She's only 36 years old. Her children are some of them are very young, and the others are just getting into their mid to late teens. It's very important for any child to have their parents in the family are available and around them. And Jacqueline, unfortunately, has been locked up for over a year, having to deal with this. She understands the wrong that she has done. She has admitted to the court that she has done wrong. She has been very apologetic about what happened. The main thing for her is, if there is a chance that the court could craft some sort of deferred adjudication to satisfy the needs of both society and my client and her family, that would be very wonderful. I think my client has learned her lesson. I think she obviously acted out in a way on that day that was inappropriate and got her arrested, and was very serious. And thank goodness it wasn't worse. But I think she's had a lot of time to reflect on things. She's had a lot of times to suffer being away from her children. And because of all that, I think she has been punished to a large degree with the 15 months she's been in. She will continue to be punished if you do place her on probation, because she'll have to comply with any and all terms that you impose. We would just hope that, based upon what you've heard and what you see in the PSI, that you would agree that deferred adjudication can solve or satisfy all the needs of all the different interests that you're thinking about right now.
Maybe somebody can explain this to the court. I never understood. If you're in a relationship with someone, in this case, you're in a relationship with a guy and he cheats on you, why are we always attacking the female who owes you no sense of loyalty? Why is that?
She knew that me and him were in a relationship.
Yes, but she's not in a relationship with you, so she owes you zero loyalty. So I'm trying to figure out, why would you attack her? She owes you zero. She's not in a relationship with you. She owes you zero loyalty. So, of course, I don't think anybody should be attacking anyone. My motto is if somebody cheats on you, you either make a decision. Either you're going to stay with the person who's cheating on you and get over that, or either you're going to say this relationship is over. But still, what I don't understand is when you have females or either males who are in relationships with someone and the person who owes them loyalty, who says they're in love with them, cheats on them, they always attack the female or whoever it may be who owes zero loyalty. So regardless of whether she knew you were in a relationship with him, why would you attack her? I don't understand. Help me understand why you would attack someone who has absolutely nothing to do with you.
Your Honor, there's really no explanation for my action. Like I said, I was just in a rage and she was there, so it just happened.
Passion is a very powerful thing, Judge, and unfortunately, a lot of people come before you that have committed crimes as a result of that. And it's not that there's a good explanation for it, but sometimes our emotions get the better of us, unfortunately. And Jacqueline understands now how worthless Renee really was for her and what a drain on her he really was. And so to get herself locked up for 15 months over this guy has been especially painful for her.
All right. So the complainant in the case says her medical expenses are $2,000. Is there any objection to that $2,000?
No. We
All
would
right.
object to Renee's discussion. He wasn't able to provide any documentation or anything to the probation officer.
All right. Well, what I can tell you is I personally have a lot to think about. I was thinking one way, but it's sort of been changed based upon what the complainant is saying. It appears that the complainant is saying that she wrote you a letter saying that she forgives you and she is sorry if she ever did anything to hurt you. She knows you're the mother of 5 children and you've already been in jail for a year. She believes the father of the children is in jail also. So I was leaning towards one way. I'm going to need to think about this a little bit. So what we're going to do is, Ms. Ferguson, can we bring this case back? Can we bring this back on Monday?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Sure.
I'll make my decision on Monday.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you Ms. Wallace? All right, we're back. The reason why we're back is because the court was making a determination on whether or not to give you deferred adjudication because the court heard some things from both parties that gave the court pause. Is there anything else either party would like to say to the court before I make my announcement?
Judge, just, I know you have a memory like a steel trap, so I don't need to follow up too much, but if you'll recall, there were 2 complainants on this case, one of which was my client's ex-boyfriend, and you were discussing with my client the passion and the rage that must have gone into her thought process, basically, in terms of why this happened. The female complainant is the one that wrote a letter to my client while she was in jail. She has forgiven my client. It sounds like she wants to move on with her life and doesn't seem particularly opposed, if at all, to my client getting the deferred. Interestingly, the complainant who is opposed is my client's ex-boyfriend, the one that was cheating on her, the one that my client was supporting, the one that never,
All right, everyone, please whisper.
the one that never had a job, the one that has been seeking medical bills for these nebulous medical expenses that he can't provide any proof for. It's my understanding he's homeless now because he hasn't found another sugar mama, so to speak. So based upon what you've heard, the facts coming from both complainants, I think that Jacqueline is an appropriate person to get deferred. She's been in custody now for about 15 months. And she's been away from all of her children this time. It's been very difficult for her and her family. She has most certainly learned her lesson, Judge. She'll comply with any terms and conditions that the court deems appropriate. And so we would request that you place her on deferred.
All right, and I'll note that the state, you're silent, is that correct?
You're silent, Your Honor.
All right. any issues you which to speak to, which are what you would deem questionable facts that are being presented by Ms. Wallace from last hearing, or no?
Your Honor, I believe we clarified in the PSI, there was a statement from her where she said that there was no one else involved. I did clarify that on questioning Ms. Wallace, and she did affirm again that Juan Rotana was there and was an active participant with her. So I don't have any other issues.
All right. So, Ms. Wallace, I'm going to give you a choice. Normally, I can't give people choices, but the state is silent. I can sentence you to 5 years prison. Because of the nature of the case, you would have to do half the time before you're eligible for parole, or either I can give you 9 years deferred adjudication. If at any time your deferred adjudication, if you were revoked, the court would be able to sentence you up to life in prison. So what would you prefer?
Defer.
All right. And counsel, Ms. Claudia is saying that her medical expenses were $2,000. Any objections to that?
No.
And then I think Renee Patina is saying his expenses were $1,500.
We will object to that.
All right, state, do you have any medical?
We do not, Your Honor.
Okay. Court will sentence you to 9 years deferred adjudication. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. When you have children, your children 100% depend on you. I've told people this 1,000 times. When you have underage children, you can't just have them and put them off at Travis Park and say good luck to you. So your children depend on you. And this time that you've been in the Bexar County Jail, your children have been without you. Children do not like and they do not understand when parents say they're going to be somewhere and they're not. The last thing you should do is let some other relationship take precedence over your children. And that's why you're here, because you let that relationship take priority over your children. And here's the other thing. When a man or somebody is doing you wrong in a relationship, don't go attacking somebody else who owes you zero loyalty, and don't go attacking anybody. What you do is you say, you know what? Either I'm going to accept that this person is treating me poorly and cheating on me, or either I'm going to cut them loose. And then you move on. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. You have a dismissal?
He's getting better.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Judge. Thank you
All right,
for your
Joe.
consideration.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
This wasn't just another case of a relationship gone wrong. It was a violent collision of past trauma and present-day rage. In this courtroom, the air didn't just feel heavy, it felt final. Jacqueline Wallace stood at the edge of a cliff, her future and the lives of her 5 children hanging on the words of a judge who had seen it all before. The path to this moment was paved with a cycle of brokenness. Jacqueline grew up in the shadows of her mother's addiction, forced to be the caregiver when she should have been the child. Those early years of instability seemingly followed her into adulthood, leading to a toxic entanglement with a man who drained her resources while betraying her trust. The pressure mounted as Jacqueline's life spiraled. Financial strain, a history of substance abuse, and the discovery of her boyfriend's infidelity created a powder keg. Instead of walking away, the years of suppressed pain exploded. She didn't just confront the betrayal, she chose violence, leading to an aggravated robbery charge that threatened to take her away from her children forever. Then, a moment of unexpected grace shifted the atmosphere. A letter from the female victim arrived, offering forgiveness, a stark contrast to the ex-boyfriend who was still demanding untraceable medical expenses. The courtroom fell into a heavy, expectant silence as the judge looked at the mother of 5, weighing the cost of a mistake against the weight of a family's survival. Why are we always attacking the female who owes you 0 sense of loyalty? The last thing you should do is let some relationship take precedence over your children. The judge delivered the ultimatum. 5 years in a cage, or 9 years of walking a razor-thin line. Jacqueline chose the 9-year deferred adjudication. It was a second chance, but one with the shadow of a life sentence if she ever falters again. In the end, the court proved that while passion is powerful, accountability always catches up. because sometimes the only thing more expensive than a mistake is the cost of a second chance.